Hello, I'm Sparklefish. I've decided to make myself a video because I actually finished this sketchbook in 2019. Like, have you heard of any artist finishing a sketchbook in like a casual, not like for work, just general, just chilling sketchbook? I haven't. It's very rare. So I decided to make this more for me, really, than anything else, in case I lose this. Oh my god. So the sketchbook actually started in 2018. It's got a cork board. I really love it. I got it from like some craft store. Whenever I start, I usually say when I started them. I'll put my name in it. Since this is from mid-2018, I'm not going to do this. I'm actually just going to do 2019 because I've tried doing this video like 3 times. And I'm not having it. We're just doing 2019. I'll do 2018 at some point. Not today. So, let's skip, like this whole half book, right? So we're skipping right into it. This was some sketches based off of a friend's, for December they did like a December. It was like DECAU. It was an AU ember. And this was from a podcast, Neoscum. That's what it's called. I've fallen out of the community fandom. I don't know. I just stopped liking it. But I really love this face. But I knew this was in December, so that means that this next page or two is starting of 2019. I tape things in, so that's why this one's blank. Because it was from a sketchbook. I was sketching at, in a car ride from a commute, from a different podcast. This one's from Rise of the Demigods. It's about demigods, so I decided to sketch the crew in a car. It wasn't great, which is why they're crappy, but I really love this little earpiece, wing, it all sucks, but that's fine. That's fine. So, Spider-Verse, I know it came out December, but I know I saw it in January. So, of course, everyone's making Spider-Sonas, and I wanted to, and these are just some really crude sketches. I actually have a more finished piece on my tablet, which I'm using to film, because my phone just fucking sucks. I probably shouldn't be doing it with a phone anyway, but... so I wanted a purple and green, and I work in a warehouse, so brown recluses are, that's kind of where they're going to be at. Cardboard. Yeah, it's great. So, one of the things I decided that she would have, like fuzzy memory, like people forget when I'm not around. I had things and ideas, and life happened. This is one of my players. I was trying to help him do some character creation, so this paper I had writing about his warlock Kosakar. I jump around. I don't do things chronologically. So like I left this for a while, and then I got new pens, and I was like, oh, perfect place to test them out. They're fountain pens. They're really fun. But this is yellow. It is not yellow. It's actually pretty gross. Oh, well, let's keep that hidden. More notes for my friend's character. Part of Rise of the Demigods, there's a Naga, which is like a snake person, and they're definitely like half snake, so I wanted to just like sketch. I didn't see a lot of fan art for him. For her. So I decided to try a little sketch. Yeah, words. So 2019 is actually like the year of fandoms for me, especially fan art. So, this begins a couple spreads of Tabletop Squadron. It's a Star Wars actual play podcast. It's not very technical. They're very wonderful. The community is amazing. I'm actually not a big Star Wars fan, but I really love the characters and the peoples. They're good people. So they had a beach episode. It was a little before the beach episode. I just wanted to sketch out some thumbnails. What I generally do is do thumbnails and then either take a picture and then upload them onto my tablet, or just get the idea here and then like reference this as I go back to my digital. And someone had a lollipop, popsicle, and just it's the cutest thing. This is actually blank, and I came back and sketched all of this. This was more sketches for the Naga. Goes in Type Bear. Her face. This is from the beach episode. Very crude, I know, but these are just some names. Oh, well, whatever. I got a cookie cutter mold, and I honestly had no idea. I don't have a plain one. So I had no idea what it was supposed to be. So I sat down and I was like, I'll make some cookies and then decorate them. I actually had issues with the icing, so I never, actually iced, I didn't ice them nicely, so they never got posted. But I was like, oh, it could be like a Jigglypuff, a flying squirrel, haunted Jiggly Squirrel, Jigglypuff, Gengar, flying squirrel, a different, kind of a lounging Jigglypuff. It's a sploot. It's a guy doing a sploot. Boo, the Duolingo owl, because that meme was a thing. And then I was like, I could just cut that off. Kirby, because I could cut off those two. Furbies, because they're fucking cute. I was trying to get a shark. I think that one's probably better. Then I was like, why? Yeah, let's go. This is actually a really cool, kind of creative thing. So Goomba, Shuckle, a Dumbo octopus, which I was very proud of, dumb fish, just series and artists I need to look up later that I probably don't, but I write them down. Wolf study. Yeah, that's just it. This is a certain character in Star Wars, but with a Gyarados head. And that's generally how I do sketches, is I'll just sketch through them. Thrawn, but a Gyarados. Really enjoyed that. I was going to draw more, just, I don't know, forgot. And that's generally how I do it. I'll draw, and then I'll have blank. This is just for bleeding through. And then more stuff. I was trying to storyboard out a song, because storyboarding helps. I actually posted this on YouTube. It's not great, but I did it and I was proud of it, and so I posted it. Oh my god. This is from a show, Miss Panda and Mr. Hedgehog. It's a K-drama, and I totally ship one of the chefs and his assistant, because that's the kind of person I am. That's my face, kind of. I was going through a weird... these are more characters from Rise of the Demigods. These are, it's more focuses on the students. This is kind of a student, and these are the teachers. And I just wanted a little, cute little thumbnails. Thumbnails? Yeah. But, the more I listened to it, I was just like, it's not my thing. And really, my friend listens to it on the commute, so that's why I listen to it. What's under here? Okay. So this is, I have actually this as a tattoo. Not this color, but, there we go. But, that's the line work, and then I was coloring it different ways to see how I liked it. I actually really love that. Maybe I should have done that instead. That's close to what I have. It's on my thigh. It's a pretty big piece. Junicorn's a thing, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll do little thumbnails. Oh, I did not know. These are too small. Too small. Because I was like, I'll just do little ones. No, I did it for a week, and I hated the space I gave myself, but I'd skipped it and started drawing, so I was like, fuck it, I'll drop it. So instead I drew little thumbnails of martial arts. This is going to be a great video. This is more fan art. I love that. That's a Gagarin. It's like a white Wookiee. This is from the beach episode of Tabletop Squad. they had a volleyball tournament that I was trying to capture. I was just like, oh, like maybe I'll just do like a poolside, like one of the characters in a pool noodle and holding. It's just washi tape. I don't know why. I put it there though. That's my little character. His name's Nugget. He's great. He's a little fish. He has a step stool because he's short. Oh my god, the cutest thing. More just kind of poses, like beach poses. I actually have a finished piece digitally somewhere on my tablet, but I use a lot of like haiku references because it's a volleyball anime. Artists I need to look into later. Series on College Humor, which oh boy, a couple days ago everyone got fired, laid off, so that's fun. Not character studies, but like poses from, actually it was that artist, Kaneo Sachiko. She has an art book out, and I want to get it, but I haven't got it yet. I don't know, just messing around. These are studies I did. A few of these studies are from comic books. I think those two, and I have a couple somewhere else. I think that one. And then some of these other ones are from wrestling, because I do a lot of dynamic, exaggerated poses. So I'll watch it and I'll pause it and I'll draw what I see. That one's from June 2019. So I can go back and look at the same fight. Oh, it's a comic. Okay. Go past me. Earlier in my sketchbook, I was thinking of doing like trading cards for a campaign I was in. So I draw everyone's characters, main NPCs, places. This is just a study. I'll move that because that was not terrible. So that's just kind of planning. I do that at work. There's a tangle on a skateboard. I love it very much. I loved it so much that I decided to pull out my sketchbook in the middle of work and do that. I think it's the Scruffy. I don't remember. But skateboard, Ryalu on a skateboard, more trading card kind of mock-ups. It was from D20. It's a kobold goblin. I was going to do a whole spread of goblins. And then, work got in the way. Trading cards. See, like, at the end of... Like, I knew I was coming to the end of the sketchbook, and I was like, I already have another one lined up. I want to, like, do other stuff. So I was just like, you know what, let's just fill this with shit. This is just notes for characters. This is... This is a character study for Isaac Bars. Character created by Jose Guerrero. He's an NPC on Tabletop Squad. Adorable little guy. I wanted to give him a very dynamic pose because he's not there long, and so if I wanted to do some like art for him, I wanted it to be cool. And so here's the end of the yeah, that was, you know what? I kind of like how that came out. I think this is hilarious. It's not good, but it's hilarious. And that was the last actual page. And then I decided I was going to draw like me different ways. I actually finished that August. And I always tape things in, which bothers me lately. Later. Because the tape is falling off. That's fine. But I was planning out my tattoos. Yeah. I have these. I have that one. I have this one. I have one of these. My next one is, I have one here that I didn't plan for. But that's okay. It's super cool. It's a little switchblade. Fuck it. So I was gonna get these little fish around my ankles, and I got kind of this one. Is there anything? Probably not. And it's great. It's one of my favorites. It makes me laugh all the time. And so that's up until, you can't see that, August 2019. I'll have to get my other one out. Alright, so, I had to pause it because I had, like, no memory left on my tablet, and so I've had to switch back over to my phone. It's been a day, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to get this done. It's going to be a horrible video. It's going to have horrible edits, and that's fine. This is just for me to look at later and be like, I did that. I did a whole sketchbook. Well, I drew all of 2019, and I actually finished a sketchbook. Like, who the fuck does that? So this is actually my current sketchbook. I mean, obviously it's like January 2020, so I haven't had time to fill up one. It's pink. I think it's just a crap one. I really like the size. So I haven't found out that I like the size of this one. It's like, what, 6x8, I think. And this one's close enough. I was just like, cool, like, is that, let's grab it, let's go. Yeah, well, it's actually, So at the beginning, I generally have, sticky notes. I sometimes draw in the beginning, things to, like, put behind papers, stickers that I don't know what to do with. That is from, Alex Santalaki. Does she have her? Of course not. She's my tattoo artist. If you Instagram Alex Tattoos, I think that's the first one that comes up. Love her stuff. So I started this in August 2019. This is still on my shit. Still on this trading card kind of kick. I really want to do it for the campaign I was in. I just realized that this paper on the video is much yellower. That doesn't really help. That's fine. That's fine. I did some sketches, but I didn't like them, so I was just like, you know what? What's more planning? This is my year. It's closer, but I haven't got these, like, idea finalized. And the campaign that I actually was in for what I originally wanted for these, it's kind of falling apart. We can talk about that drama later. Much later. Notes about trading cards, like how to do them, what kind of paper. I just thought that guy was kind of cute. It was just like I have a player who wanted to do a tiefling, but like a weird tiefling. Dark Realm Maps, RPG, paper crafts. I was looking at their shit at some point. Probably pretty good. More notes for this trading card stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to... Oh, you'll see in a second. Oops, too far. Glowy eyes. That's what those are. Glowing eyes and some, like, tear ducts leaking light. That's what that is. So trading card would have different, like, areas, realms, and I wanted each one to have a symbol for the trading card. This was just kind of my ideas. I did it mostly on the train, coming home from work. Song that I heard at work. Oh boy. This is... I should have gotten a picture of her. I went to my first drag... Is that what I wrote? Yeah, saw my first drag show at a... Oh boy. That's a really small out of the... Oh. It was an interesting place. A story for another day. Because this isn't story time, this is sketchbook time. But I don't want to say fell in love, but this girl, this lady, she was so beautiful. I love her. And then some just ideas for something else. It's never going to come to actualization. It's about fandoms and shit. Roommate was playing, can you even see it? Roommate was playing Hollow Knight, which about bugs and shit, so I liked the designs, I was gonna draw stuff, and I have it right here. A pencil. It's the kind that, like, has, like, the 6 colors in it. I really love them. I like sketching with them, but things happened. I was gonna make this a meme page when you are here. blank. This is when that new cryptid was coming. Guy, TV head. Oh, I love him. So I drew fan art for him. Raccoon Steady, because someone said something silly on Twitter. Car with legs. Fan art for a podcast called All My Fantasy Children. Really love the show. Ooh, got a nose piercing at this time, which was maybe October. I'll write that in. October. So the car, it's all my notes for the car. I made a little like 10-second loop. That was fun. Ooh. So that was my storyboard for it. I wanted to be like, oh yeah, let's go. It's I actually ended up using, did I write it down? Rhythm Heaven Fever, one of their stages. I was watching, skipping over all of this, I was watching Evangelion, and I wanted to draw Shinji, because Shinji's honestly probably the most relatable character. I did some good, and I did some bad. That's just how art do sometimes. If you're one of my players in my D&D campaign, ignore this. September, just another fan art for All My Fantasy Children. In canon, she has, Vista Fallen Crest has a tattoo of, I think it was an anchor, and I wanted to draw it up. Some ideas. I actually finished this, digitally, somewhere, probably on Twitter. Another character from All My Fantasy Children, his name's Pelter. He's a beaver human from, like, think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he has rings that he throws at people. Oh my god, you got All My Fantasy Children, Pelter. Just search for it on whatever you use. It's a good listen. More Pelter. Number 19. This is Arabesh Star Wars language. These are dances that I was doing for inspiration for another fan art of Tabletop Squad. Nito, orange Rhodian, so think Greedo, but orange. And he's a very swanky, jazz talking kind of dude. And I just wanted to do a little thing of him. He wears a hat. He also has an eye patch. So I wanted to get a hat, but I wanted to get it right. So I looked up fedoras, and I studied fedoras. That was interesting. And, like, there's so many different types. Character plotting, another character campaign that never really went anywhere. It went, like, three sessions. And then life happened. But it's my little character boy, and there's some studies for their nature. Just, I don't know, I just like drawing blobs. This is my roommate planning out his stuff. I have a tattoo that says, what does it say? Give up, give in. So I want to add more to it, so I want you to, like, keep up with that. That is from throwback to this notebook that is not in my 2019 section, so you'll see it eventually. This is sketching for Gritty and a robot doing the Pulp Fiction. They're about the same height. It's actually pretty great. I have that somewhere on Twitter, probably. God, I want to do so many art series. I'm a fish, so I was like, you know what, maybe I should update my avatar. I want to get these as tattoos. I got that. I'm so excited I have that. This is what I had. This is on my ankle. I love it so much. Evie, like, as a dice bag. I left my D&D notebook. So, no. So I don't do things chronologically. I think I said that. So I've done this, like, I've tried to video, like, 4 times. So I don't remember what's actually in there. So I don't do things chronologically. So, like, first pass, I think I did this. No, oh, I didn't. My roommate did this. So I was like, you know what? I'll leave this for him. He can come back, like, when we have lunch. He can always have this place to eat. to draw. And then I needed to use it later. I was like, I need some, just a little bit of extra space to do some studies of bending and scrapped, pulled back metal. And then I got new pens. No, this is after. So then after that, after this, I got this D&D notes. They came across a Briosaurus. That's right, Brie, dinosaur. This is just notes from that. Flute does the toot. I ran into a character called Honky Tonk. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that guy. Pens. I got new pens from my super duper awesome friend. This is for the next couple pages. Like I said, I had to go back and forth, so I just needed some room to write some notes. This is just a character me and my roommate came up with. Beauregard. Oh, I love it. More planning. I wanted to do, like I said, like 20 pages earlier. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's the tagline of Tabletop Squad, so I wanted to do, like, and each main character basically has a really serious injury, so I wanted to do one for each character. Tink, the Gagoran, the White Wookiee, didn't really have, like, he like broke his leg, but they healed it back because Star Wars technology. And Ziana got her toe scrunched, so I was like, maybe just do a snapshot story instead, which I still want to do. Just so many things I want to do. And that, I did a couple, like, I came back and forth, and I've been working on that for a while. List of, these are mostly cryptids. I had a reason. I don't remember what it is now. I played Honey Heist. Okay, so we were playing Honey Heist because we were short a couple people, but we still wanted to play an RPG at RPG night, so we played Honey Heist. Can't really tell the yellow, but I drew basically all the characters. And one of my players was like, "Oh, like, you're not gonna play with us?" I was like, "No, I'm the DM. Like, I just play the NPCs and make sure you guys go." But he was like, didn't understand it, so I was like, you know what, fine, like, I'll just roll up myself a character. I was like a mongoose. Everyone was a bear. I was like a mongoose and like the brains of it, and it was great. It was great. This is more series that I have no time for, but I want to do. I wanted to take the I'm sure it'll be fine series. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine series, and then make them into like acrylic charms with like little hearts and banners, because I'm getting over my head. But I still want to do it. I've actually have them laying around. I have some prototypes I've actually have laying around. Then I was like, oh well, you know, obviously next thing is going to be the characters with fruit. So there's cherry, strawberry, lime. I drew Hank, HK. Ziana's feet setup was very difficult, and so I brought up a whole bunch of references, and then like furry legs I wasn't sure how to do, so I drew that a couple times over sketches I'd already done that I wasn't happy with. It's a mess. It's a sketchbook. It's supposed to be a mess. December 2019. More for that series. I realized I hadn't drawn Sabo, so I wanted to do Sabo's justice. Don't you dare. Let's see. Trash Polka is an art style. It's very bold reds, bold blacks, and just like punk, rebel. I fucking loved it. And I thought, the One Shot podcast. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Very rebel, very, do I have it? This is basically, looks like a red kind of thing. That's their, oh my god, dog. Whatever. So I did this, I actually finished it digitally. Let me tell you, I love AUs. I love coming up with them. I love thought crafting them. I love it. So the Tabletop Squad is from like Star Wars kind of fandom world. I'm sorry about the barking. You're just gonna have to deal with it because I don't expect anyone to watch this. This is just honestly for me. So I was like, all right, these space guys, girls, and everybody in this in this story is going to become backyard animals. So I needed to draw them as a frog. These are all my frogs. Yep. More of these, like, lines and things. Force of garlic. It was something me and my friend said, and I was like, dude, we're both into tattoos. I was like, it needs to be a tattoo. And so I was, like, starting to drop a little bit. Junior Wizard is what we, us in the community of all my fantasy children we're the junior wizards, and the people who host the podcast are the senior wizards. And that's really it for December. This is January stuff. You'll see later. But that's all of it for 2019. I'm so proud of myself. I finished a sketchbook. I drew at least once a month for a year. Getting back into art feels so much good. Now I've talked for like 30 minutes. It was fine.